Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Military History Chronicles. What's up, Will? Thanks for joining. I appreciate it, man.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, Friday. That it is. Wait for a few more people to come in because I know this is kind of unexpected for me to do a show. I was like thinking, man, I got nothing else going on tonight, so let's go ahead
I was kind of figuring too as we were talking about it last couple of days.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on, you know.
There is.
And if you want to compound this with the debate,
yeah, that might be a little bit too much, man. We'd be here for freaking 3 hours. I don't
my God, if not more.
Yeah. But yeah, should be interesting. Hopefully everyone's having a decent Friday. Starting to warm up over here. It's supposed to hit 105 here in the Central Valley tomorrow.
And
I'm pretty sure you've been experiencing that for a while now, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's been a little bit over 108 degrees here. But today, got my first monsoon. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Those things are fun.
That was
They're
cool.
impressive.
I live Push Peak is like only about 5 miles from me, and like this thunder was just ripping off of that thing. It sounded like artillery is what it sounded like.
Nice.
I never heard anything like that for thunder. I was like, my God.
When I lived there for 4 years, back in the mid 90s. And one thing about that area is there's no drainage. So it just flash floods everywhere and then it's gone. And it just disappears. It's absolutely incredible. But the power of those things, man. Wait till you get your first dust storm. Woo!
Oh yeah, that's gonna be nuts.
Oh, it's crazy.
There wasn't a whole hell of a lot of wind. It cooled. I tell you what, the monsoon cooled everything off pretty good.
So that's good. That's good.
Probably about 14 degrees.
Yeah, that's huge, especially when you start getting into the hundreds. But it's bad when it's raining mud. It's like, what is going on, man?
Where am I?
Yeah, exactly. All right, today we're gonna get into some of the current stuff. We'll call it Cold War II. Seems a lot of people call it Cold War II with what's going on today. Man, I tell you, there's a lot going on. I mean, I made the thumbnail between Putin and Kim Jong-un because that's one of the key areas I want to hit. But it doesn't end there. I mean, you still got stuff going on in the South China Sea with China and the Philippines. And we have an expected expansion of the war in Israel. Sounds like they're about weeks away to start their offensive to the north and hitting Hezbollah. So it's not getting any easier. Of course, you still got the war going on in between Russia and Ukraine. Not a whole lot.
Not a lot.
I haven't heard there hasn't been much as far as any particular side that is winning on the battlefield. It seems just at a stalemate. I know they tried to the Russians tried to open up that new front north of Kharkiv, but I don't think it really got much anywhere. So.
And then you got the Houthis out there. They wiped out a cargo ship. With the freaking with the drone. It was a drone boat.
Oh, a drone boat?
I think it looked like it was a drone, but I was watching it on what was it, Funker 530 on his live stream the other day, and they were watching it as it was coming in, and the security guards weren't even. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? They had rifles. I mean, I guess they could shoot at it. I don't know.
Wow, that's kind of what
weird.
Taking a play out of the playbook deal of what Ukrainians are doing. They got those boats over in the Black Sea. They've done some serious damage against the Russian fleet. Matter of fact, the Black Sea fleet of the Russians is damn near non-existent. It's pretty bad. Decimated. I mean, it's pretty bad. That's crazy too. That you got we're talking about a naval force. Getting absolutely obliterated over drones. Now, granted, they've had a few missiles hit them too. The Scalps and the Storm Shadows that France and the UK have been providing them. But yeah, man, interesting. And then of course you got Putin's visit to North Korea. Man, talk about stepping in a time machine. Doesn't it remind you of the days? I mean, I saw a lot of people commenting on this of Stalinism.
Right.
It's very. I mean, we're talking about Cold War II. Well, you got a lot of similarities of Cold War I. Getting these security agreements, and here I'll bring it up here in a little bit. I still want a few more people to come in before we get too deep into this. But Russia is definitely, I should say specifically Putin, he's going wherever he can with his hand out. I don't think he got what he wanted from China in that last visit that he had about a month ago. Have you ever heard of the Power of Siberia pipeline?
I vaguely know about it.
It's a natural gas and oil that the Russians have, and they want to supply it to China. Ooh. They had the Power of Siberia 1, and now they're trying to get Power of Siberia 2. But China isn't signing off because they don't want to pay the prices that Russia is asking. So China's basically got Russia over a barrel because they know China is in the driver's seat to an extent.
Wow.
They are the big boys on the block compared to what Russia is now. And Xi is playing his cards. So now you got Putin going to North Korea. And I think he just got done visiting Vietnam. That one's a little bit interesting because
that one is a strange one.
Because Vietnam has been trending towards the West, and they've been having some success with their economy. I mean, they're like right up there with China. Well, not at the same scale, but as far as manufacturing is concerned, they understand, where it is to make that dollar. As a matter of fact, I think there's I don't know if it's necessarily an alliance or even a treaty, more of an agreement between Western nations and Vietnam. So it's quite interesting to see how this is working. And it makes me wonder what China is thinking about all this because, that's their quote unquote sphere of influence.
Exactly.
That's not Korea and Vietnam hasn't been quote unquote a Russian area of concern. It's primarily been in Europe.
Which makes it a little more interesting.
Right.
Okay, what's going on here? I mean,
exactly.
I was telling you something about that, and we could save it for a few more people coming in, but yeah, it's getting real strange now, and elections aren't too far away now. They're only 8 months, and now they're going to start pulling the power plays out, and that's what he's doing. All Putin.
Yeah. I don't know. I will get more into this a little bit more because this could be interesting to see how this all plays out because I think there's things in motion that are happening that that they're going to head down a certain direction no matter who the president is.
Yep.
That's what I think.
I agree 100%.
Whether it's Trump that gets elected or whether it's Biden that gets reelected, I think it's already in movement. And it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. A little bit different than Cold War I.
No, the major difference is now everybody's got access. We all know what's going on the day it happens,
and
within the minute that it happens, which is insane.
Right? Yeah, it's a lot different. Yeah, everything's instantaneous than it was.
There's really no pulling power plays behind anybody's back anymore. Everybody has access to a phone. Everybody wants to be that guy to, hey, here's the anonymous source. Unfortunately, so it makes things a bit more interesting.
It's just there's so many things that are happening. Well, it looks like this is all we're going to get for now, so we'll just go ahead and get into it.
Let's go for it.
So Russia, or I should say Putin, decided to visit North Korea, and I'm guessing it wasn't just about having that security agreement, even though they wind up having one.
Right.
It's all about Russia and Putin trying to find a way to allocate resources to continue to fight in Ukraine.
Right.
Russia, don't get me wrong, they are on a wartime economy. That's what basically their entire economy right now is made not to make consumer goods. It's meant to fight the war in Ukraine.
Oh yeah. They don't want to turn that off right now.
And the thing is, there's a lot of European nations who are getting nervous, which I can understand, because when you have a nation as powerful as Russia, don't get me wrong, they've been degraded, still powerful. When you see them focus their economy specifically for fighting war, that gets people nervous. Because what are the other intentions? I mean, you don't know. I mean, there's a lot of saber rattling going on. I saw something about Russia altering their implementation of nuclear weapons. I don't know what that was all about. I didn't get a chance to read it. I don't know what the details are of that, but I found that odd. There was issues with maritime borders over between Finland and Sweden. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that one. Was that today?
No, this is a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay,
where supposedly there's buoys out there in what is that? Goodness, North Sea, right? Pretty sure it's the North Sea. Hold on one second. Let's bring up the good old maps. All right, bear with me a second. Let's go this way. The Baltic Sea. There we go.
Okay.
Let me do this. Let me share this. So there's specifically, it was right through here. No, it wasn't the Finland. It was over here. Over here, there were some issues with the maritime border. And I think down in here, there's a river that there's a river right here.
Oh, okay.
See this river right here?
Yeah.
Well, there's buoys because it shares a border with, Russia. I'm talking about Estonia. And Estonia, they don't want nothing to do with Russia. Anyway, There's buoys along this river that, is the demarcation between Russia and Estonia. And supposedly Russia was removing some of these buoys. So they were like, hey, what's going on here? So it's just weird things going on. Not to mention what's going on down here in North Korea. So you got Russia, Putin going down there. Here, let's take a look at one of the biggest things that they were talking about here. Let's go here, down here. Where is it at? Nope, not there. Where is it at? Come on. It's not where I wanted to be. There. That's where we want to be. Okay, here we go. Well, yeah, here. This is if I'm not mistaken, this is a speech that Putin gave while he was still in North Korea, I believe. I'm not going to play it because it's in Russian. No one's going to understand, so I'll just see what it says. So Putin says, they, the West, say they want to achieve the strategic defeat of Russia on the battlefield. What does this mean for Russia? For Russia, this means the end of its statehood. That's a kind of a leap, isn't it? A little bit of a leap.
Strong choice of word.
I mean, defeat on the battlefield, I think, specifically they're talking about Ukraine, not defeating Russia on Russian territory. But okay. This means the end of 1,000-year history of the Russian state. I think this is clear to everyone. Yeah, no, it's not. Delusional. And then the question arises, why should we be afraid? Isn't it better for us to go to the end? This is elementary formal logic, he says. What does that mean?
Only if you're drinking Putinka vodka.
Yeah, what the hell does that mean?
Well, that's the same. You know what that is? That's that same garbage he was talking. What's that guy? Tucker about.
Yeah.
He said the same thing. But Russia not doing their part to take over the territory, Ukraine and whatnot, would be the downfall. Right? Just making excuses to do what he's doing.
Absolutely. What's up, Posse? But yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guy is delusional. Delusional. Delusional in the sense that I don't know what he. It's
sociopath. Here you go. That's probably a better one.
Here we go. This is from Sergei Radichenko. Guy's a really good historian who wrote a great book. I'm in the middle of reading it called To Run the World. It's a great book on the Cold War.
Oh, nice.
And he's a very good. He's one of the experts on Cold War history. Really good stuff. Matter of fact, here, if you look up here, this is all the books that he's written. Two Suns in the Heavens. That was between China and Russia, I believe, the atomic bomb, the unwanted visionaries, and then the end of the Cold War and the Third World. But his latest book, like I said, is this one right here, To Run the World. It's really good. But he goes on, says North Korea has released a full text of its new treaty with Russia, the part that got everyone's attention, a return to Cold War era mutual defense pledge. Article 4, in the event that either party is in a state of war as a result of armed aggression by individual or multiple states, the other side shall provide military and other assistance without delay by all means at its disposal in accordance with Article 51 of the UN Charter and the laws of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and the Russian Union. Sergey, he goes, very interesting. It's very similar to Article 1 of the Soviet and North Korea Treaty Alliance, which was signed back in 1961. So it's nuts. I mean, so basically, I mean, everyone understands that North Korea has probably been supplying Russia with the means to fight the war. I mean, they're finding evidence of ballistic missiles that was made in North Korea. I know they're sending a lot of artillery to them. Of course, also small arms ammunition. Who knows what else they're supplying them? So, I mean, is that anything really new? No. But what makes it interesting is, they're coming out and actually stating what this agreement is all about, what part of it at least. I mean, the whole thing is out there, but what people are focusing on is that one specific spot. So it's going to be interesting. I like what his breakdown. This guy's the expert, so I'm going to defer to him. I'm going to go. Of course, we all have our own ideas, but he goes, I'd want to read the whole treaty, but I'd say it's a big deal. Unlike what Russia has with China, which can be more profitable, described as alignment, this is an actual treaty of alliance, which of course sets out the legal basis for what's already happening. North Korea's involvement in Ukraine. See, so they basically made it legal for what North Korea has already been doing. Will be interesting to see what the Chinese say to this. It'll probably be a muted reaction, but I don't think they'll be thrilled. You and I were kind of talking about this,
Yeah.
This is in China's backyard. What's up, Matt? This is in China's backyard, talking about North Korea. And they don't like it. There's history there, guys. Not very good. I mean, I should say not good history, but it's a history of tension between China and the Soviet Union. And China doesn't like it when the Soviet Union gets involved in what they feel is their neck of the woods.
Right.
So I can understand why Sergey is saying that. That makes total sense.
I mean, both of those countries in so many respects one for sure definitely was a vassal of China for many years.
Yeah.
That being Vietnam.
Yep. And here you go. The whole Putin and Pyongyang shit show is so eerily reminiscent of Stalinism, the rhetoric, the adulation. Did you see? Oh, we'll have to find it. The whole vibe. It's like he's trying Stalin's boots on just to see how they fit. He'll like it. You can just see it from the grin.
Oh, you think he's playing everybody?
Oh, absolutely. Here, where's that other one that I just wanted to go to? He had more stuff on this. Let's see. Oh, here we go. The key takeaway is not just the pragmatic alignment of the access of the sanction. Putin's rhetoric indicates something deeper, something that goes to the heart of his vision for Russia. And it's not a pretty vision. But of course, I would not be myself if I did not include juicy anecdotes from the past. So I have read.
He's going back to the 60s.
100%. Here, where is that? Oh, here we go. We got more. Let's see. We already saw this. Yeah. It says anyway, under normal circumstances, I'd say that he's referencing to what this author says, Georgi Tolaraya. He said, I'd say Toleraya is spot on, but these are not normal circumstances. His views represent the policy consensus on North Korea as it developed in Moscow over the last 30 or so years. But there was also a policy consensus on Ukraine that was brutally discarded by Putin. So who the hell knows? Toleraya certainly doesn't. Still more useful than much commentary that you read on the subject these days. Look at this. Look at this.
That always made me laugh.
Man, this is just seriously. Doesn't it feel like a time capsule?
Yeah, this is something you'd watch back in the 80s or 90s, or early before the wall went down.
Yeah, you know, this is something I saw in the 60s, 70s.
They're gonna have a parade next. The force clap.
Yep.
They mentioned his name. Did you hear that?
Whew. Oh, this is pretty funny. A joint Russian-North Carolina ensemble singing a song called Putin Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, I knew. I heard
Kim Jong-un.
there.
I hear Roger Waters is preparing a cover version. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. I mean,
That's ridiculous.
These
are funny times.
I mean, this is just really weird. And here, let me see something. I think I got some other stuff in here that I have.
Putin and Kim Jong-un. That's a new Gangnam Style coming to the hit station near you. Maybe Glenn can play it.
Let's see what we got here. Well, we'll get into that. Where is it at? Looking at my timeline here. Whew. Oh, yeah. This is quite interesting. Ooh. This is going to get people talking. Where is it at? Gosh dang it. Oh, here we go. Oh, boy. Okay. This is more Cold War stuff. And remember Neil Ferguson? I bring him up quite often.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that kind of ushered in the term of Cold War II. Matter of fact, I think he talked about it starting in like 2018. He was talking about it. But this is quite interesting. Right here. So he talking about Neil Ferguson wrote an article called "The Late Soviet America." Acknowledge that most of my argument is true, but then says we're a non-evil empire. People want to come here, not leave, and we could fix all our problems if we just applied our founding principles. It's pure cope. This guy, man, this is interesting. When I was reading this, I was like, wow. Let me open this. Somebody can, okay. Make sure we're in order here. Okay. A chronic soft budget constraint in the public sector. Constantly growing state intervention in the economy. A military that is vast yet loses wars. Who are we talking about?
Well, that's us.
Hold on. I can't even say this.
Gerontocratic leadership.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what that means. Millions succumbing to deaths of despair. Total public cynicism about nearly all institutions. Okay, you got to listen to what he's saying. Who is he actually talking about? It's actually two. There's two things that he's talking about here. You're right. It's America now. It's America now. But who else is he alluding to?
Russia.
The Soviet Union before they collapsed. before the Soviet Union collapsed. All that was what was happening in the Soviet Union. This is why he titled his article "The Late Soviet America." So this is what's going on in America today, and this is how the Soviet Union was prior to its demise. Chronic soft budget constraint in the public sector, constantly growing state intervention in the economy, a military is vast yet loses wars. Geriatric, I'll just say that. How about that?
There you go.
Geriatric leadership, millions succumbing to deaths of despair, total public cynicism about nearly all institutions. Pretty much hitting a nail on the head about what's going on in America. Because where have we lost recently?
Oh, I'm in the same spot.
Yeah. Where have we lost? We lost
area.
in Afghanistan, right? Lost in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Haven't prevented anything in happening in the Middle East.
No.
We weren't able to. Or have we been able to defeat the Houthi?
It's this is kind of a mirror of '80s Rush before their complete collapse.
Correct. Exactly. You can't defeat the Houthis. You can't prevent a war that happens in Europe. You can't do nothing about what China's doing in the South China Sea. Or
the public doesn't trust anybody.
Public doesn't trust anybody. Millions being spent by the government that is doing nothing. People are losing faith in institutions such as colleges and all this other stuff.
Yeah. What is there? I believe there's an all-time rate of people not going to college, and that there's anything wrong with that. But they just don't have any trust in the system anymore.
There you go. And a bonus ideology that hardly anyone believes in, but everyone has to parrot. These are deeply unhealthy trends. Saying yes, but we don't shoot the accused after our political trials. We're only a banana republic is desperate stuff. But people love America. See how they flock here. An alternative formulation would be neither the late Soviet Union nor the late Soviet USA were capable of even the rudimentary state function of policing their borders.
Exactly.
Do you remember this? When the guy was able to fly a Cessna into right there in the Kremlin?
Yep.
And somehow I forgot to mention that people love being Americans so much that we have to lock 1.7, almost 2 million of them up. No, I didn't call it the American Gulag, but our criminal justice system isn't exactly a great ad for the land of the free, is it? Look at this.
Wow.
Incarceration, counts and rates. And look where we rank.
That's incredible.
The bottom line is that we need to be much more worried than we are by the shocking degeneration of our institutions. From the presidency to the public health system, the idea of late Soviet America is intended to shock people like this guy out of their cope.
They don't.
Let's see. Okay, no, he just added more. Okay, here we go. Exhibit A. Net interest payments on defense spending as GDP, actual and projected. Look how much. Okay, this is where defense was back in 1962. We're at 9% of GDP. 9% of GDP. Look how much was being spent on net interest payments. You know what that means? That's your budget deficit.
Right.
Now look what happens. Okay. It starts coming down. Took a dip, still goes down. Less is being spent on defense. Kind of had a little jump here. For the reason being, you had what was happening here. You know, you had September 11th right here. You know, and it lasted a while because of the operations in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yeah.
Came back down, then it bumped up a little bit here. But as you can see, the amount that the United States are paying towards defense, percentage of GDP, look at where we're sitting at. What is that?
No,
not even 2.5.
No.
Not even 2.5. But how much percentage of the debt are we paying on? Over 6. So we're having to pay more on our debt than we are on our defense. What does that tell you?
That's a collapse right there.
That's a collapse. Yes. That how do you sustain the security of a nation when you're spending more on the interest payments than you are on your defense of your nation?
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Who else was doing that in the late 80s? Yeah. Exhibit B.
Here we go.
U.S. Navy shipbuilding compared to the People's Liberation Army. PLA Battle Force ships. Look at this in 2025. Look where they're going to be in 2025.
Wow.
Close to 400. By 2035, they're going to be at, what is that, 475?
Yeah.
Navy. Look where the Navy is right now, or going to be in 2025. We're going to be at about, 280 ships?
You said the largest Navy in the world?
And what's the Wicker Plan? I don't know what the Wicker Plan is.
I haven't heard that one either.
Sounds like it's a more aggressive to try to compete.
Beef it up, yeah. Try to compete.
Now
we've already lost big time.
This is existing and proposed.
Okay.
Look. We understand what's happening in the South China Sea and in Taiwan. It's only a matter of time before this right here, 2027, is supposed to be the magic year when things go down. That's what a lot of people have been saying. And when I mean by people, I'm talking about, people within the government, intelligence people, all that type of stuff, from what I've been reading. Exhibit C. Oh, population. Okay, median age of the population. How old you're going to be and how between old and young. And what is this? Average age in legislators in national legislature. And this is the age of the population. So what is this? Where is the United States in here? Can you see? Well, look at that. Boy, we got a lot of people who are old in Congress, don't we?
Yeah. People like, Pelosi and Feinstein, and not to mention
that's
another guy.
Incredible. That is incredible.
Meanwhile, look at the Netherlands and Italy. They got people in there my age.
Exactly.
Look
at you got Korea and Japan who are supposed to be all right. They're up there as well. So you got a lot of these younger, you got a younger government in some of these other countries. Great Britain, just above 50. Look at the Netherlands, man. Yeah, like you said, in Italy, Sweden, Norway, Belgium, Denmark, Spain. I can't tell who's. It's all convoluted there. Germany, New Zealand, Israel. What's this one? ISI? Don't know. Poland.
ISI.
The Czech. Estonia. And there's Greece.
ISI. Israel?
I know that's Israel's by IR, but ISI.
IR will be
Ireland and Israel. There you go.
Yeah.
Slovakia, France, Finland. Czech. That's probably Czech. I can't tell what's over here.
Oh, that's probably that's how you pronounce Switzerland. The real name is Switzerland, I think.
I think Switzerland's down here. It's
Sweden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see it's just Sweden. Yeah. Okay, maybe.
I could be wrong.
So we got a much older government in office.
Yeah, by far.
In other words, incompetent. I'm guessing that's what he's trying to say. Average confidence in major U.S. institutions from 1979 to 2023. Figures are exact percentage of U.S. adults who have great deal or quite a lot of confidence in 9 institutions measured consistently by Gallup.
Wow.
Look where we were in 1979.
Look at the Carter years.
And that was during the Carter. Yeah, well, yeah, that was, yeah. And then it dropped to 40. Then it started climbing back up a little bit during the Reagan area. Then it dropped again. This was during the well, not quite, because right around the first Gulf War.
Yeah.
And then it started climbing again. And then it just started from 2003. It just continually declined. It went up a little bit in In 2020, you know why it went up in 2020? Because everyone thought that the government was doing what it was supposed to be doing during the COVID.
Yeah.
And then it just crashed. Exhibit E, percentage of high school girls who experience persistent feelings or sadness and hopelessness during. And it says I don't know what is. So hold on. 2011 is in blue. 2021 is in orange. Look at that. Seriously considered attempting suicide during the past year.
30%.
That's made a suicide plan during the past year.
22, 23.
Attempted suicide during the past year. That's just, I mean, we're getting close to almost 15% there.
Wow.
Remember how he said, now remember, we'll go back to it, what he said. Remember what he said in the very beginning? Talking about deaths of despair?
Right.
That's part of it. Here you go. Deaths of despair by race and ethnicity from 1999 to 2022. Look at this. Holy criminy. Let me see this.
Is that American Indian?
That's American Indian and Alaska Native.
Why do they do that so much?
I know Indians have had an issue with them, with their deaths. But everyone's going up.
Yeah.
Look at whites. This is black. And the gray is Hispanic. They're all going up.
Wow, white and black is the same. Well,
yeah.
That is interesting.
Yep. Deaths of despair. Contributing causes of death. In 2010, alcoholic liver disease, overdose, suicide. This is the big one right here.
That is nasty.
Because of the damn fentanyl.
This country's not healthy.
No, it's not. Here we go. Contributing causes of death in 2019. Oh, here we go. So, okay. 2010, alcoholic, overdose, suicide.
Whoa.
Look at 2019. Still pretty high for the American Indians. Alcohol, big time.
I mean, the overdose rates have just gone way up.
And look at in 2022.
That's nuts, man.
That is incredible.
That is
nuts.
So,
do we have a problem in this country with narcotics?
Yeah, mental health problem.
What's this one? Oh, single parent households. Going through the roof from 1968. Look at that. It was about 6% or so. By 2017, at 25%. Infant mortality.
I know, we suck.
Oh, even married, it's pretty high.
Yeah.
Paid time off.
We have the least. Yep, followed by Japan right in front of us.
Look at that. Then Japan. Canada's up there. Look at the UK, Switzerland, and Netherlands, all up there. Portugal, Austria, Denmark, Finland, they're all up there. Then below you got Belgium, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, Greece, Netherlands, France, Finland, Denmark. But the United States don't even register for paid holidays or paid annual leave.
It's ridiculous.
Unless you're in a... And that little smidge is probably people who are in the military, because you get 30 days paid time off.
Yeah.
Russian and American age-specific mortality rate since 1950. Males 40 to 69. Wow.
Okay, so here's another thing interesting too. There were similar. I don't know. Is he going to show it? Russia actually had similar stats in their population during the 80s compared to now too. Massive alcohol, massive deaths of alcohol attributed related disease and suicides back in their collapse days.
And that's why he's showing it up here. Remember?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Suicide. It's kind of been about the same. If you notice, suicides haven't really moved much since 2010.
People are just trying to look for a fix, and they're overdosing.
It's the overdosing. Okay, I'm trying to see mortality. So that means it's going down. That's a good thing, right? Isn't it? Or not? Isn't that a good thing?
Mortality.
That means dying or is living?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. I feel dumb on this.
It's been too long.
Is it mortality rate? Isn't that death?
Death.
That's death. All right, we'll come back to that. Ivy Leaguers and voters, the great divide. Let's see. Voters, Ivy Leaguers. Personal finances getting better. You don't say.
Yeah.
Does the U.S. provide too much individual freedom? Look at that. That's scary. These are your high, quote unquote, intellectuals who say we have too much individual freedom. What are they teaching in these Ivy Leagues, man? Government control everything.
Yep.
To fight climate change would favor rationing gas, meat, and electricity. Normal people know. Look at this.
Oh, it's nuts.
Would personally pay $500 more in taxes. I could fight climate change. Yeah, regular people. Ivy Leaguers, no. What. Favorable view of lawyers.
Oh, here we go.
Favorable view of union leaders. That's kind of shocks me a little bit, doesn't it? Oh, no. Union leaders. Not just unions, but union leaders. Favorable view of journalists. Favorable view of members of Congress. Teachers should decide which students are taught as opposed to parents.
Whoa.
You see why they call that the great divide between what they call voters? I'm guessing, voters being normal everyday Joes. Ivy Leaguers, of course, are the Harvards, the Princetons, the Yales. Percentage who say these values are very important to them personally, shown among the youngest and oldest age groups. Patriotism. Look at that.
36.
That's how much it's a difference, right? Isn't that
36% difference between the two age groups?
Because look where it is, 65 compared to patriotism of people who are 18 and 19. Not a whole lot of patriotism. Having children, 65. I mean, come on. It's almost, that's kind of strange though, because normally, you want to start a family at this age, right?
No, they don't teach it.
Approximately, maybe not quite 18, but when you get a little bit living in the mid 20s, they don't want to. They're right up there with 65-year-olds. Religion, difference of 24. Hard work.
Interesting.
What is this? I don't even know what the heck this is. Procedure type. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh, are we talking about surgeries?
Yeah, that says overall breast or chest surgery, genitalia surgery. Oh, I know what they're talking about. They're talking about people who are augmenting themselves. That's what he's talking about.
Gotcha.
See, down here, you got people who are, comfortable with who they are. It's these young people who are having issues right now.
One of those isn't really.
What is this one right here? It says percentage by age and number by age, percentage by age. Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's about right. Sleepy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
But let's go back to what the premise of what he said here. What was it that he said? Do you guys remember?
The very top there.
Yeah, right here. A chronic soft budget constraint in the public sector. Constantly growing state intervention in the economy. A military that is vast yet loses wars. Geriatric leadership. And he showed the guy that was Biden and I think that was Boghossian, the Soviet premier back between, I think it was between Khrushchev and Gorbachev, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Millions succumbing to deaths of despair. Total public cynicism in about nearly all institutions. Wait, was there more in that? No.
No. And And if you were to take minus some of that stuff in there, but definitely when it comes to alcohol mortality and stuff like that, I've seen the graph for Soviet Russia, and it was damn near the same.
Well, and this is why I'm talking about this, is because this is when we're talking about Cold War, this is something that the Soviet Union had experienced before its collapse.
Right.
You know, maybe not exactly the same specific issues, but as far as your degradation as a people, as a government.
Well, you're watching the collapse of a nation. Every single graph shows a collapse of the nation. There's no progression.
There's no
progression.
It's all going down, man. And that's the problem. And what is going to take to change it? I don't know, man. It's scary. And that's why what he's trying to do. He's trying to compare what America is experiencing today is what the late Soviet Union was experiencing during their time, just before the Berlin Wall collapsed. So this begs the question, since we're now in Cold War II, things have flipped around.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because back in the first Cold War, who was the almighty powerful, who couldn't be stopped? It was the United States of America. Who had no chance to a certain extent? The Soviet Union. The only reason why they had a chance is because they had, thousands of those missiles with nuclear warheads. That's how they were able to.
They were still playing catch up, at least trying to.
They were during the entire time. The only time they were ahead of us was, I think, in the early 50s. And then after that, it was vastly overwhelming of where we had way more than they did. But it didn't matter because, come on. It was like triple overkill, man. Mutually assured destruction. Okay, but today in Cold War, we're more like how the Soviet Union was. And so who's taking the top position?
All right. We're watching it in
Russia.
motion.
You know who it is? It's China.
No, 100%.
But one thing is for certain right now, it's just in this period of time right now, we still do have a bigger economy than China. We still, of course, are the most powerful military as of right now, but that can change. That could change pretty damn quick. When I mean by quick, I mean it could be within a decade.
Right.
It could totally be different.
Yeah.
And can you imagine living in a world where the United States isn't, quote unquote, the king on the hill? We've never experienced that. The only time we've ever experienced that was before World War II, and none of the people are alive there's no people alive who experienced what America was like prior to being, quote unquote, the king on the hill.
It's all, what you might, you could probably find some old Germans out there. They might have an answer for you.
Maybe. Oh, yeah.
Right.
There you go. Yep. Russians who lived through the Cold War, they know what it was all about.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is what is it going to take for things to change? I don't know, man. It's kind of scary because the Cold War did encompass more than just who had the biggest armies, man. There was a lot of stuff that went into that. It went down to, how were you culturally? Were you able to foster a better way of life to other people? It was huge. It was just, how do you explain this? You had on one side, the government controlling everything in the Soviet Union, right? Everything was made to make your military as powerful as can be at the sacrifice of your people. And here in the United States, people were living the dream. You're able to buy a house, you're able to succeed, you're able to take advantage of the capitalist market of the United States, which is fantastic. But now, with more government intervention in people's daily lives, you're starting to feel, quote unquote, the boot on the back of your neck. It's not the same as it was. Even, when me and you were growing up, I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 73, but the 80s is what I remember. And it was like, it felt like there was no worries, man. There was no worries.
I often think about my childhood almost on a daily basis now.
Yep.
Especially when you're watching some older movies and whatnot, just how cool and how carefree of a time it was.
Now, speaking specifically to like domestic issues, I don't ever remember my parents or my grandparents or aunts and uncles ever complaining about the state of the country. I don't.
No, I don't either. I
do not remember that at all. That never.
No, hold on. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think of.
I mean, of course, there's maybe a little bit of the things here, but not to the level that it is today.
I probably haven't heard anything since maybe 20 yeast. I don't know.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible.
Now it's a daily thing. Every time I talk to my old man, almost every time I talk about my old man, there's always politics involved, and how things have gone south. And it's like, whoa, so that's the wrong answer. We shouldn't be talking about, I mean,
it is, and that's what puts us at a disadvantage when there's threats out there, and not only domestically, but across the world. I mean, things are happening. We're sitting here witnessing this stuff firsthand, stuff that you've read in the history books in the past about the different, how many different scenarios could have panned out during the first Cold War that could have led to nuclear war.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was just the book I'm reading right now. When we're just talking about, I just got done reading about how when United States intervened when Iraq had their coup d'etat in 1958.
Yeah.
Then they were also talking about the first Taiwan crisis, where Mao decided to shell the. There's 2 sets of islands out there near Taiwan. That almost led to a damn nuclear war. I mean, but today what we're seeing is, granted, those 2 incidents didn't lead to that. Thankfully.
It could have.
I mean, that's just 2 examples of what happened. There's many more.
India,
I mean, right now I'm starting to read about
Pakistan.
I'm reading right now. I'm getting right into the beginning of the Berlin crisis of 59 and 60, and then of course you had the Bay of Pigs. You had, gosh, how many other things did you have? Of course you had Vietnam. You had even prior to those the incidents I was talking about in Iraq and Taiwan, you had the Korean War. I mean, there were so many different things. And now look what's happening. You got stuff blowing up in the Middle East. You got stuff going on in the South China Sea. You got stuff in Europe. So I don't know, man. I don't know where this is going to go. And I honestly, what is going to be the outcome of what's going to happen in Ukraine? I don't know. It sounds like Russia's getting a little bit fatigued, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Are they or aren't they? I know one thing, Ukraine's really getting after them with these drones and hitting a lot of their factories. They continually are hitting their oil factories.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out. And again, there's almost no new news coming out of
No, there's not. It's really been, it's like I said, lately it's been, what do you call it? Stuff happening in the South China Sea, the stuff going on, of course, in North Korea and in the Middle East. The Middle East kind of died down there for a while, but now all of a sudden, this is all kicking up.
Yep. Going right back at it, man. Resetting back.
I'm trying to. Do you think? And you know what I've heard? I've heard that Russia, they have immigrants that come into their country for schooling from Africa, from Sri Lanka, places like that. And you know what they're making them do? They're making the people who are there in school, he's making them enlist in the army.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And go and fighting and ridiculous, man.
I watched a video of some poor Indian guy get blown away by a Ukrainian drone. And I was like, whoa, wait, he's not Russian. What's going on here? Why are you doing this? But then I read about it. I'm like, yeah, they're conscripting them.
Yep. Exactly.
That's a little telling.
And that makes me wonder, is that what he's doing with North Korea too? Is he going to get North Korean soldiers to fight in Ukraine?
Ooh, that'd be wild. Remains to be seen.
Oh, speaking of which, you see what's going on in the demilitarized zone?
It's been going crazy over there, man.
Now they're building that back up. That was all but done. The old, hey, you got the South Koreans and the North Koreans kind of basically looking at each other gunpoint at the DMZ, it's starting to get built back. They're building up fortifications again. Talking about the North Koreans. They're floating over those balloons full of garbage.
Bombs.
Yeah,
little doo-doo bombs, and then they were shooting at each other the other day. They were firing warning shots over each other's heads.
Yeah, they're firing warning shots at each other because they're intruding in the neutral area. Another thing, South Korea has announced that they may start supplying Ukraine with weapons now. Since Russia and North Korea have signed that security agreement, now South Korea is talking about, hey, we'll provide you some anti-aircraft missiles and whatever else they may need. Everything is just snowballing, man.
Hell, man.
Snowballing. It's just
see where this goes after the election.
Do you think? I don't think the election's going to play a factor. I really don't.
I don't think so either. It's a long play, and we're way behind the game.
That's what I was just going to say. I think this has been in the works for a while. I do believe.
I think so too. Yeah, we're not a master at this. We're too new at this ball game.
Well, yeah, we're. That's what I'm saying. I've said this since I started the show. I just hope people who are responsible for ensuring, the security of the nation are not asleep at the wheel. And I hate to say it, but I think their focus is elsewhere.
Oh, yeah. You have an election cycle every 4 years over here.
And it looks like that. Is that temporary port done already now, isn't it? Isn't it already done?
Oh,
Did it even do anything? Hey, what's up?
No, I don't think they did. I'm not sure.
I know as soon as they got it built, it freaking collapsed because of a storm. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's already over with. So much for that.
Yeah. What was this?
It used to be where the United States, was able to influence people in the region that, somewhat keep cooler heads to an extent. Granted, sometimes it got a little bit out of hand, of maybe where other actors were getting involved where, hey, we didn't see it coming type of thing. But
yeah,
boy, this is just ever since the freaking pull out of Afghanistan, it's been going downhill. Ever since that damn day.
There's one thing after another, yeah.
Ever since that, if there's one instant where it just was a telltale sign of things are not going well, because I don't know if things were even going well even before that. To be honest with you, I don't know. Because we were just getting over COVID, all this other stuff. But China already had it. And man, China's been. You go read some of Mao Zedong's writings or whatever he said. It's almost coming to fruition in what he has said. I mean, it's just. Do you remember his famous "The East Wind is overtaking the West Wind" or something like that? Do you remember that speech?
I have that book of quotations that's somewhere around here. That'd be cool.
The guy, as you said, played the long game. And they haven't lost sight of it. Granted, it's taken some time. He's even said, I was reading it, as a matter of fact, it was in this book that I'm reading, To Run the World. He talked about sending his people abroad to get education because he wanted to if you want to compete, you're going to have the education. You're going to have the ability to match the United States and even the Soviet Union. They didn't want to play second fiddle to the Soviet Union. And he realized for that to happen, he was going to have an educated, not a population, but educated people who work for the government. How about that? Because he understood that was going to help the nation in the long run.
Yeah, look what they've done.
That's what they've done. The Chinese, they go get their education from everywhere.
Yeah. And then they come here and buy up the land, buy up land rights, men rights. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we are just sitting on our hands, let it happen.
And here's another factor. You got back in the early, was it the 19th century? I think it was the 19th century, right? The scramble for Africa, where you had all these colonial powers, France, Portugal, Britain, the Netherlands, they all wanted to establish colonies in Africa. Germany, not so much because they were landlocked. But now it's kind of the same thing. It's a scramble for Africa, but it's on a different level. It's not to get a colony. Granted, I mean, in a colony, you still wanted to use the resources of Africa.
Right.
But the resources now are minerals.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. And we just got kicked out of one of those African nations. What was it? Nigeria?
Yeah. We got kicked out of in Mali.
Mali, I think, was first. Then Nigeria. Wasn't that the one just recently? And I think there's another one coming.
There was another one, the DRC. There was a failed coup.
Democratic Republic of Congo. Yeah.
Some of our guys actually got captured. I don't know what happened to those guys.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's 5 POWs they took. I don't know if they were contractors, some other type of.
Who were they captured by? Not the Russians, were they?
No, they were captured by the Congolese.
Wow.
5 of them. And they all looked, they were all military age males, I'll say that. So who knows what they were doing down there. But, we have operations
Secret
everywhere.
Squirrel stuff going all over the place.
Yeah. So hopefully they're taken care of. What a mess.
It's a mess right now. It really is. And if you're not. I don't know, man. It just feels like something just doesn't feel right. I know that's not an intellectual take, but you just see the things that are happening and you read about what's happened in the past and things aren't just adding up.
Right.
And because it goes more than just electing a new president. It's about, having new members in Congress. It's about
100%. We can elect whoever. It's not going to matter.
No, it's not.
You hate to say it because but there's a certain series of events that probably need to happen in order for everything to get back to normalcy again, or at least some beginning of normalcy.
Some catastrophic, yeah. I know.
And I'm afraid what's going to happen is the only way that's going to happen is we have a total collapse, and then we'll be able to.
Oh, you don't want that because that's going to be disastrous. I mean, think about it. We're paying less than 2 in the world that we live today. We are spending just over 2% on the defense budget.
Right.
So when you hear people talk about we shouldn't be spending money, we should be spending. No, we are spending money elsewhere. But nothing's getting done. Elsewhere. But nothing is getting. Is the country better right now? It's not. And it's unfortunate. It's going to take people to pull up the bootstraps, Take some responsibility. You get a little bit more responsibility in this world, and maybe, something can come of it. But it's just,
the fact that you've got, junior soldiers and even E5s and whatnot on EBT right now is what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and that's another thing. The price of everything is expensive, man. Even though quote unquote inflation is down. Oh, there's another thing he put up there. Gosh dang it. Hold on. Where was it?
Probably the same thing about inflation. Yeah.
It was similar talking about, where was it? Not that one. Where was it?
Hey, what's up, Mark?
You're going to know a lot about this, man. Maybe some of you guys out there talking about budget stuff. CBO estimates that the U.S. budget deficit will be around $400 billion larger this year at $1.9 trillion, which is nearly 7% of your GDP versus February, which was at 5.6.
That is nuts. And it's that freaking foreign aid thing that's really smoking us.
The increase is due largely to the increased spending. Contributors include student loans. There's a lot of debt in that.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, I think there's more debt in student loans than in foreign aid. Look at this.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Federal deficit as a share of GDP. And you know why it spiked here, right? Because of COVID.
COVID, yep.
And then it came down. But look what it's doing. It's going to climb. There. Can you see that? Did it show?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then it's come down. Now it's going back up. They're forecasting it to kind of do this. But look at this. So here's the July 2021 forecast. They expected it to get down to here, but it didn't. It got down. So they expected it to get down to about 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the July 2021 forecast. So instead of getting to about 2.5, we're sitting at 4.5, almost 5. We'll say closer to 5 before it started going back up. Here's February forecast, which is the light blue. This one right here. See how they're showing it both supposed to come back down?
Yeah.
And then kind of tell. But now look at this month's forecast. So how do you $2 trillion, man?
Let me see something real quick.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god, dude!
What? Do you see that?
Hold on a second, dude. Total student loan debt's almost $2 trillion.
I know. That's what I said. That's where it's at.
Holy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's absolutely. They said that's the next bubble that's going to burst.
Wow.
Neil Ferguson, for all those who insist, like the dog in the fire meme, I'm sorry, I always say meme, and the fire meme, that we're fine. This is truly abysmal number for an economy still close to full employment and in peacetime.
Wow, this is crazy. This discrepancy here. Okay, I've got $2 trillion of student loan debt. 2/3 of it is from women.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Weird. I wonder how that works out.
That's a lot of debt, man.
Gotta find a sociologist for that one.
But that's what he's saying. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're in this much. You're paying this much on the deficit, and we're in peacetime and close to full employment. We're at 4% unemployment. That's it.
Yeah.
That means 96% are employed.
I don't think they count people who just drop off the radar though.
But we're still close. I mean, it's
right. Yeah.
I mean, and to be that abysmal. Yeah, student loans for people who still have no jobs and can't pay it back. Absolutely, Fossey. I know. It's here's another difference, because I wanted to talk about similarities and differences. We've kind of been doing that. Is during that period, remember they showed it, what was the percentage we were paying on the debt during the first Cold War? Like 2 to 3%, maybe?
Yeah, it was something tiny. It wasn't that big a damn deal.
Now look where we're at. We're close to 7%. It's flipped. It's totally flipped, man. We're paying 2% on defense and 7% on freaking on the federal debt.
I'm reading this. Wow, this is so crazy. I'm looking at that stat some more. That's just blowing my mind.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That yes, foreign aid. There's some of it there, but not compared to student debt, dude. That's
right.
Absolutely ridiculous how much is out there.
Hold on a second. Oh man, how did I mess typing that up? Oh yeah, it's so minuscule. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I know.
It's like 109 billion or something. Outstanding. Yep.
Scary.
That is scary. Jesus.
So how are we supposed to fight the second Cold War? Because, the first Cold War cost a lot of money.
Here's the thing with that, too. That train's already ran away. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one end to that. And
There
like
is.
you said, it's a bubble burst. That's exactly what it is.
Just
That's
like
scary.
how I know it is. And it's coming.
No, it is. It'll be before you know it, too. I mean, I've already, before I left California, I was even see people not able to afford homes anymore. They buy a new home and then have to get out from underneath it, and all that fun jazz. And that new subdivision they built right across from me.
So you got almost 7% going towards the debt. The interest. I'm sorry. It's the interest on the debt.
The interest on the debt.
Yeah, not the debt. It's the interest on the debt is almost 7%. And you got about 2% going to defense. So where does the other, what is that? 88%? Is that where we're at? 87%? Where's the other 87% being spent on? Take a guess.
Well, I think we know some of the answers to that one.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
And the other part too is we spend a lot on our jail system. I mean,
it's
incredible amount.
Take a gander. I haven't looked at it, but I know it's up there. How much Social Security takes up the federal budget?
Oh man, I'm not gonna even have any Social Security left.
It's just take a gander. Just basically look up what is the entitlement percentage of the GDP. What's up, Arrow?
Hey, what's going on, Arrow? Let me see. Give me numbers.
The percentage of GDP to the entitlements. It's got to be in there somewhere.
%1.3.
No way. It's 1.3. Is it? No way. It's got to be way more than that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's higher. It's closer to 6. 6.1.
It goes to what?
By 6.1 by 2035, as they said.
Let me see what we got here.
It was 5.7 in 19. Interesting.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh, if you talk about those graphs, we did just go back earlier here. I'll be back on. Just pausing. You'd have to go back probably half an hour, 45 minutes ago.
Huh.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Huh. Let's see what we got here. See, that's federal spending. Here we go. Hold on, I'm looking on this real quick.
Oh, you're good. Wow, Glenn gained 3.5 points today.
See, they're going by percentage of the budget rather than the GDP. Whew. It's still not good.
No.
Come on, give me something better. AI overview, that's funny.
What in the hell? Whoa, I just read something crazy. It's on Yahoo News of all things. During the election for Mexican presidency, 37 candidates were assassinated.
You say what?
37 candidates for Mexico's presidency were smoked. They were sweat.
Wow. So we'll just do percentage of the budget. This doesn't go by GDP because GDP is a little bit different than actual the federal budget, you know. But check this out.
Oh, there you go.
For 50% of the budget. Income security. I'm not sure what does that fall under? What is income?
Unemployment? No, that's
no.
That's not federal. That's state. Income security.
50% of the budget. 13% on national defense. Net interest.
Yeah.
11% of the budget has to go to the interest on the debt.
It's just 11% going to nothing. You might as well be burning. You just take it, put it in your hand like this, take a lighter, and just meet the two together. There you go.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay. I must have just been reading the damn highlight on there.
Look at this. Does it show this? Yep.
Can you imagine that, though?
Look at the federal spending.
Something.
And look at the revenue.
Man.
How? I don't even understand. I don't know, man. This is kind of depressing, to be honest with you.
No, it is. The COVID one there, I bet a lot of that to do with a lot of fraudulent PPP loans.
Look at that. It took 220 years for the U.S. debt to reach 11 trillion. The U.S. added 11 trillion since 2020.
Yeah.
In 4 years, man. We accomplished in 4 years what it took 220. And that was stupid. There was no reason to do that.
Here's your stimulus money. Yeah, don't worry about it. Inflation's going to increase. But yeah, take it, use it for now. You pander for votes for some more.
Look at this one. Spending in trillions of $2023. Non-defense just over $5 trillion. National defense, we're sitting at about 800 million. Oh, 800 billion. I'm sorry. 5 trillion? 800 billion.
So, did you hear that one, Fossey? I thought I muted the mic.
Did you rip one? Or is that my chair? It might have been chair.
No, I made sure the mute button's pressed. Hope I did, at least.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
All right, I'm done looking at this. Let's not. I'm done, man. I'm done looking at that crap, dude. Golly, dude. If I'm not mistaken, I think China's spending like 7% of their GDP on defense, something like that. But they're going through some economic woes too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But they're still going to do what they're going to do.
Japan is too. Japan's really tanking right now, unfortunately.
What are we going to do? Let's take a gander. What's going on in the world? Anything good? Actually, let's check out Defender. I like listening.
Oh, did you check out that channel I sent you yesterday?
No, I need to. The memoirs.
Oh my God. I've listened to the USS and Indianapolis Survivor. That was a good one.
What is this? Oh, 2 hours ago. Source CNN.com is reporting during a series of high-level meetings this week between senior Israeli and U.S. officials in Washington, it was assured to the Israeli delegation that if a full-scale war were to occur with Hezbollah as well as Iran, then Israel would have the total support of the United States.
There you go.
Ooh, boy. Oh, did you see the Russian Navy's had some ships out there in Cuba?
Oh, yeah. In fact, we've been paying attention to them, I believe. Right. And they sent the submarine out off the shore of Florida, too.
Yeah, that happens.
They just playing FF. And then they let the Cubans go out there and look at their ships and for a few.
Oh, here we go. Let's check this out. No, come on. Here we go. USS Theodore Roosevelt and several ships of the Carrier Strike Group, possibly including the Ticonderoga class cruiser, as well as Arleigh Burke class guided missile destroyers, the McCain and the Halsey, and the Daniel Inouye are currently en route from the deployment to the South China Sea in the Indo-Pacific to the Southern Red Sea to replace the Dwight D. Eisenhower and her strike group, who have now been deployed for over 8 months.
Wow.
The Eisenhower, as well as most of the ships of the Carrier Strike Group 2, will soon transit the Suez Canal into the Eastern Med, where, if the Eisenhower is not extended due to possible escalation in the region, she will return to her home port in Naval Station Norfolk, Virginia. So repositioning to the Med in case something kicks off, but you got the Roosevelt leaving Asia to go to the Red Sea.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to replace the Roosevelt. I wonder.
Yeah, are they? I mean,
what else we got here? Here we go. Talks over the last 24 to 48 hours between senior Israeli and U.S. officials. Reportedly, it caused extreme concern among several members of the Biden administration, who believe that an Israeli campaign against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, likely opening with a large-scale air campaign over Lebanon and southwestern Syria, is now imminent and could begin at any point over the next 3 weeks.
This guy, do you see that post? And he goes, I could be wrong, but is this because of the weak position of the United States?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, here we go. Remember this? Talked about this earlier. Chinese showing interception and attack earlier this week by several supply boats with the Philippine Navy, by boats of the Chinese Navy, Coast Guard, and Maritime Militia, while they are alongside the Sierra Madre, who is intentionally grounded on the second Thomas Shoal. Remember, we're about to hold on. We'll bring up on the map.
But we stabbed the boat.
The Chinese boats can be seen ramming the supply boats while also threatening them with knives and attempting to tow them away from Sierra Madre. During the incident, the Chinese Navy ended up boarding one of these boats, leading to a scuffle, which caused at least 8 Filipino sailors to be injured, one having lost a finger. It's escalating over there.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. That and them throwing rocks at people. My God.
Oh, did you see that footage? I said those were nuts. That was nuts.
That's what we back in the day, a billion years ago.
Gosh. Oh, here's some more footage.
Well, they smashed the guy's phone.
Yep. The Kuwait Ministry of Foreign Affairs has called on its citizens to avoid any and all travel to Lebanon. There we go. For all Kuwaiti citizens currently in Lebanon to depart as soon as possible. Those unable to depart expected to contact the embassy. It's beginning. It's what he says. It's so it begins. You're going to start seeing a lot of countries going to tell their people to get out of there.
Oh, we'll have some interesting live streams to look at pretty soon.
That's what I'm thinking. Airstrikes. A convoy of Iranian-backed militia trucks crossed in over from Syria into Iraq. Got blasted.
And that one time when we had that damn tank, that was a cool one. Sitting there firing away underneath the damn lights.
Yep.
Oh,
Senior Canadian officials alongside military plan reported in the process of establishing evacuation order. 45,000 Canadian nationals currently. Wow.
What in the hell?
How the hell do you have that many Canadians in Lebanon?
That's a lot, man.
What? Here, let's look technical. I like those guys too. Same. There it is. What do we got here? Boom. Let's see what happens. Recent changes to German policy allowed Ukrainian forces to use their artillery to hit Russia.
Und sie tut das sehr effektiv. Viele der russischen Artilleriestellungen, die von russischer Seite aus ukrainische Soldaten angreifen konnten, existieren nicht mehr.
Nice.
Well,
see, now they can actually hit targets in Russia instead of waiting for them to actually come into Ukraine. Oh, same one. Oh, here we go. South Korean officials are considering sending 155 military artillery or 155 millimeter artillery shells and air defense systems to Ukraine. Has a sizable production capabilities for both. Seoul officials have maintained strategic ambiguity regarding the types of weapons, seen as diplomatic move to leverage the option to pressure Moscow to refrain from transferring key military technology to Pyongyang. Oh, remember these old school missiles, man? The Hawks?
Yeah, that's...
I had a G.I. Joe that had the Hawk missile system.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Nothing big there. Look at this. Oh, this damn thing. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Very good. Oh, wow.
All right, I'm back. Here we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. These are their drone boats. Nothing big there. Oh, damn.
Wow, man. At least that's a quick one.
Все, пизда.
Oh! Adivka, Ukrainian. That's a drone. Flies into a
Damn.
Russian tank, penetrating the turret and causing an immediate catastrophic ammunition detonation. Holy crap,
That
dude.
was a massive explosion.
Все, пизда. Эх, ебать!
How did this
Shit,
guy not get
pizda.
hit by shrapnel?
Эх, ебать!
I know. I'm thinking the same.
Все, пизда. Эх, ебать!
That's a main battle tank getting taken out by a drone.
Yeah.
I can't get over that. Look at that.
Whoa. Hey, what's up, D-Shot?
D-Shot in here. What's up, D-Shot? Ooh, look at that thing. That's an awesome shot right there. Goodness.
Mhm.
Per a senior South Korean official on potential arms shipments to Ukraine, we will examine the areas that will hurt Russia the most.
I like that.
You know why? The South Koreans are pissed off because you want Russia to come over here and sign a freaking security agreement with North Korea? Okay. We're going to hit you where Russia hits the most, man. Wow. Ooh,
That's
U.S.
cool.
Fast Track SAM deliveries. Patriots and NASAMs.
That's a good question, Mark. I'm not sure. He's asked about how far those drones can go.
They could go far. They're dude. Some of these drones are going hundreds of miles deep into Russia, blowing shit up.
The one I saw was one of the most brutal ones I saw was those two guys on that motorcycle trying to get away from one. Nope,
Oh, that was brutal.
didn't happen.
That was brutal.
Got him.
What do we got here?
Hey, look, somebody's still manufacturing 155, and it's not us.
Yep. See, here it is. Another oil depot burning. That one's not very good.
Holy.
Suffered carrying ammunition. Let's hear this.
Oh, I hope your mouth was open on that one.
I
Before
know.
your eardrums out.
Yep. Whew. It doesn't say what hit it though. Sustained. Oh, it was a fire. Okay.
Oh my
that was
God.
left.
Он еще один вояка. Вот от деревьев, что
Look at the
пооставалось.
trees.
Глянь, пиздец. Глянь, какая, сука, воронка посреди, блядь, этого, сука. Пизда, разорвала весь КамАЗ, нахуй, глянь. Одни щепки, сука. Вообще пизда, я тому дому пизда, глянь. Что творится, блядь. Ёбаный в рот, сука.
What in
Вот
the
это вафли,
hell was
сука.
in that truck?
Ебать его в рот, уебала нехило. Нихуя себе такая воронка, блядь. Охуеть, глянь, вот это люди подсказали, от КамАЗа что осталось. Это пиздец, вот это деревья,
I'm
глянь.
guessing he's
Вот это
translating. Holy
уебало.
shit,
Вот,
this
чтоб ты
is
понимал,
freaking huge.
воронка, нахуй. Вот такая, вот глянь, КамАЗ туда ушел, нахуй. Ушел, ебаный, его тут не видно.
God.
Oh my God.
Look. Flew right in there.
Yeah, babe. It does.
What else we got
Ooh,
here?
that's a good question. Why? Hell yeah. Defense is always a good buy.
Big 29. They'll soon be flying 16s. Oh, look at that cluster munition.
Yeah.
Another oil depot burning. They ain't messing around, man. You know what? Those are the anti-radiation missiles. Hits radar stations, Russian radar sites. What else we got here? Launching a glide bomb. There it goes. Bloop. I'm getting the hell out of Dodge.
Oh,
Captured a Russian shed tank.
yeah, that's the one we saw that one time.
That's so weird, man.
That was trying to run away, it didn't hit that
Yeah,
ball.
yeah, right there.
Oh, that's the one, yeah. Look at these guys.
What in the hell? That is a monstrosity, man.
That's like something out of World War One.
I know. Yeah, it is. It's like something out of World War
They
One.
built a big old box, put all kinds of armor on, hoping it does it.
look
Oh,
at
here
this.
we go. There's your drone. Boom.
Boom. Bip. And there goes the turret. 1960s era BRDMs. Man, I remember that. Did you ever play that game, AH-64 Apache?
On Nintendo, yeah.
No, it was on the computer.
Oh, there was.
Yep.
Oh no, the one talk about was like Desert Strike or something.
Oh,
for the
okay.
Super NES.
What
I
do we
did
got
have
here?
Jane's. Wow, what was that simulator? Jane's Air something or another.
Oh, just like the Jane's book. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Look at that missiles coming right at the drone.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. And it missed them.
Hold on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hold on. Did that thing literally just dodge at last second? It kind of.
Look at that. It says the Strela 10 passive with a few, but it failed. Oh, it's supposed to detonate. It's supposed to have a proximity.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Wow. Oh, what the hell is this? German Rhine metal
Wow.
35 millimeter autocannon on Leopard 1 tank.
Nice.
What do we got here? Anything good here? Oh, small
Firefighter.
diameter bombs. That's the thing they're using now. A lot of small diameter bombs where you don't have to have as a big explosion because it's so precise.
Mhm.
So you don't need as much explosive.
Oh, here we go. Adios.
Ba-boom. What was that? A HIMARS or HIMARS. What was it? Oh, it's a self-propelled mortar? Damn. Yeah, see, there it is. I've never seen a mortar like that before. That's crazy, dude. Did you see the high angle of attack on that?
Yeah, that was pretty close. I think we used to have a mortar truck back in the day.
What is this? Anti-drone. Look at this. These anti-drone teams.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Look at that.
You better off just use the big old freaking bird's net catcher, whatever the hell they call them. Just put a big old net out there.
The heck is this? Lithium, Argentina.
What? They got a lithium plant? Wow.
In Argentina. Well, the good thing is Argentina is kind of on our side right now with
And the good thing that's
Nelly.
over there too, because that completely ruins the land. That never. It's worse than a nuke. You'd rather get nuked than have a lithium thing.
oh yeah.
That's
That's
why there's
an
only
M1.
one here in the United States, and it's in the middle of nowhere, Nevada. But the problem is they're worried about getting down into the groundwater table.
Yep. That's badass. Wish they had a video of it.
Yeah,
What's
I
this?
wouldn't mind hearing that one go off.
Come on, let's get some. Usually this guy's got a lot of good content. The hell is that thing? Looks like thing would tip over if that thing.
Looks like some old school Vietnam footage.
Yeah, it's a freaking drone, fixed wing bomber drone. A fixed wing bomber drone. That's crazy.
It's like watching those guys drop napalm back in the day.
Yeah, it's what it reminded me of. Exactly. God, that reminds me of a Tiger tank from World War II, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
100% looks just like a freaking Tiger tank.
Oh, Mark, they're even using off-the-shelf stuff. Like the drones you buy at Walmart.
Yep.
And they're making them to drop grenades and whatnot, putting guns on them.
Oh!
They got one of those big things, huh?
Gosh dang it. It's got music. Whatever. Here, we'll just do the beginning here. You can see it flat into.
I got to see that.
Yikes. Nothing left of him.
Fortunately not, man.
God, so much for that turtle tank. Look at all that sheet metal. Just look at it. Look at the cooking off. Goodness.
Well, if you're in there and you do survive, you're not coming out pretty.
Oh, you ain't surviving that. You're done. Look at it, and then boom. The heck is that? We're getting some old footage here, but that's fine. Su-25. The hell is that?
That's a big old mortar.
Baba Yaga.
No, it's demolition. It's a shape chart. What the hell?
They must drop it off of a UAV. That's what they do. Has to be. That's crazy. Here's your glide bombs. I'm not even paying attention. I'm just looking at this. I'll get to the chat in a minute here before we wrap it up.
Thermite still a thing? Yes, it's still a thing.
Boom. Drone. Another drone. Oh, yeah, I saw that one. That doesn't really show nothing. Kaboom. Patriots. I guess they're sending another Patriot battery to Ukraine. You got to be careful because we only got so many of those.
Yeah.
Whew.
Airburs.
I wonder where this was at. I think it's in Russia. They blew it up midair or something. Oh, a burning Russian T-90 retreats after a Ukrainian drone. I don't know what the hell the guy's doing on the front end.
God, look at that thing. It looks like a wreck.
Hash just bouncing. Yeah, look.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's like an old jalopy. It's on a highway running from the cops.
What else we got? Anything? Come on. I think we're going to be good. Oh, those things are badass. The Spag from the Germans. I think we're about done. Wait, what's this?
Oh my god!
You see the turret just get lifted?
Yeah, this got.
Boom!
Now, wasn't there? Was it a battle of Sable Island? One of our ship's turrets just like flew up in the air, a big old battleship.
Oh,
I
something.
think there was.
Goodness, man.
Yeah, I saw it there. Wasn't that nuts?
That's gotta suck, though. You're thinking you're in a tank, right? I'm in a tank. I got nothing to worry about. Yeah, you do.
I mean, I think about it too. Even as a kid, I mean, I always saw myself going. I never did it, obviously, but I thought it'd be cool to be in a tank. And now you see
Yeah,
this, like,
right?
it's like, no, man.
Yeah, I think I'll pass, man. Yeah.
Oh, you're just having fun on a tentacle. Put a scope on that mod use.
What is that, man? Because that's you can't be sitting in a chair unless you're just got it at a high angle. All right, I think we're about done now. Ooh, what's this?
Something cool.
Glide bombs. No other footage. Ooh. What in the hell? The battery exploding.
The battery exploding.
Think
yeah, that's 50.
Surface to air missiles. They call it a battery. Like if they have the missiles, the radar, the command.
Oh.
Anything else? Come on. Look at that. That's a lot of ammunition for HIMARS.
They've all been fired. Wow.
Oof. Taking out a drone.
Right.
It was just a drone. It was
never mind. I thought it was an actual airboat. Like,
yeah,
okay.
I thought it was. I saw that one before. I think we're good now. Oh, taking out another drone. Yep.
Boom.
There went that drone. That's crazy. All right. Well, let's see. We're almost getting ready to wrap this up. Where are we at here? Is thermite still a thing? I'm sure it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
White phosphorus. If you smoke, after you smoke grenades and you're spotting rounds. It's still
in these wars, I don't see electric vehicles used. No, not at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be around lithium batteries. Oh, could you imagine driving a lithium powered Humvee? You take one hit and you're roasty toasty, man. That's it.
That's just dumb. That's dumb.
One of the shelter that I used in Signal, it was made out of magnesium. So if that thing caught on fire, that was a wrap. That was
yep.
A wrap. Swider, you're in the rear of the gear, man.
Isn't that the damn truth?
It's the best place to be.
Oh my gosh! So today was kind of depressing talking about this stuff. I didn't expect to get all of that detailed stuff, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, just wait till we have the presidential debate, man.
Oh my God.
It's so ridiculous.
It's going to be.
It's just good. I don't even know what's going to happen.
Who's moderating it?
Doesn't matter.
Not really.
It's going to be a clown show.
Supposedly, right? There's no teleprompters. There's no. What else is it? I don't know. What are the ground rules? I can't remember.
God. Yeah, they gotta have too many rules, of course. Like they did like last time. Last time they limited. They didn't.
Oh,
it didn't matter. He says what the hell he wants.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. I am not happy with either candidate at all. For different reasons.
Yeah, agreed. Biden's going to probably lean over, take a big old dump right there in his drawers.
Could you imagine?
Just going to let it go while he's talking. I can't believe he did that. Like the D-Day thing. He just leaned over and just.
What? He did?
You didn't see him squat down and rip one right next to the macaron when macaron was giving.
No, he didn't. Did he?
Yeah, that was an actual thing. He leans over and squats down right next to Macron. Macron's giving a speech on D-Day, and just looked like, and you can see him kind of sit there and hold it for a second. Looked like he was either ripping one out or ripping a shit. Either one of those two.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, not even joking. I'll have to find it on Twitter.
Yeah,
you guys in the chat ever seen that one?
Send me the link so I could look.
Yep. D-Shot knows what I'm talking about.
No way! I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who Trump picks for vice president. I could care less.
literally just leaned over, and I mean, like it's like a hunch, but he hunched over enough to see, get like, okay, what's going on here, and he just sits there and holds it, and then sits back, and he leans back up again.
What?
And then they gave him this orange drink to drink while there was another ceremony he was at, and he couldn't stay awake. So they gave him some kind of orange drink, and he was sipping on it because he was falling asleep. Guy's a total disgrace.
Wow, I did not hear about that.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see something.
Yeah. You can probably find out it's weird. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. It's on YouTube.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. Hold on, let me look at this. It's on Fox News.
They're saying that it's a right-wing conspiracy.
I don't know. It looks like he was debating whether or not to sit down or not. That's what it looked like.
I think he let one rip.
Let me see. Okay, leads him away. Hold on. Unsure whether to sit or stand. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. I just don't.
Oh man, there's another angle of it where he's looking at his face and he's just sitting there for a moment. Like, it was too long of a pause for me.
Well,
it was either a fart or a greasy one. Okay, here's a video.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, something weird's going on there. Either way, it was confused as hell, man. What the hell?
Yeah, he was deciding whether to sit or not. That's what it was. That's what it looked like. Still not a good look.
Either way, it looks terrible. Yeah, I'm calling it a shirt too. Well, I know a dump when I see one too. Yeah. I've had to drop trowel emergency a few times in the Army. I get it.
I don't know. For me, there's just not enough. There's just not enough there. It looked like he was confused whether he was supposed to sit down or stand up.
I think he crap himself. I'm going with that. I'm sticking to it. It just sounds better.
It just,
you know you want it to happen too. Like, this guy took a dump on live there.
Jeez.
But then him falling asleep at that ceremony and they handled that orange drink. Here's your Adderall.
Well, when is this? Oh, it's in 6 days, man. So
yeah, it's not even funny.
What's it on Thursday? Is that when it is, or Wednesday?
Well, when's the thing again? It's 27th.
What's the Thursday?
It's Thursday. Yeah, 6 days.
Yeah, Giants have a day game that day, so that kind of. But we usually go on late anyway, so I don't know. I'll have to figure this one out.
I forgot there was. Yeah. I forgot today was Friday. I thought today was already Saturday. I don't know why.
I know.
Lost track of time, man.
All righty, guys. We're getting close. We've almost been doing this for 2 hours. Let's get the music going here. We're going to go here. There we go.
It's all good, Kyle.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night, 8:30 on NorCal Sports Network. Should be interesting. See how the Giants fare. I don't know if did you guys see where the Giants rank in their farm system?
Oh, was it 20 something?
21st.
Yeah, we suck.
Rockies are ranked 6th. How does that happen? Yeah, how does that happen?
What in the hell?
Whatever.
This guy's supposed to come on and build this farm system up.
Thank you. That's what I've been saying.
I thought that's what they hired him for, right?
Yep. It's exactly. We'll get into that more for sure. But I think the highest he ever got, I think, was 11th, right? Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And then it's been going down ever since.
They prayed him as some kind of genius, and that's as high as you get. Okay, cool. Right on.
I understand your farm will take a hit to an extent when you start bringing guys up.
Yeah.
But how many guys have they brought up from that time? I mean, Harrison and Ramos.
Right.
Right? And now you
take that deep of a dive.
And and here's the thing too is I don't want to hear the excuse that some of these teams sucked and that's why their farms are doing good, because the Yankees are in the top 10, the Twins are in the top 10. I can't remember who else was in there, but there is decent teams who are on the top 10 because, and I put a tweet, it's not just about drafting and developing. They also know what type of players to trade for. But what are you going to do?
That's the thing. So these other teams that know how it's done, I mean, this last one for me, and you can keep it for NCSN, but so these other teams that know how it's done, they trade for good prospects. They're always thinking about the future.
Yep. And look at the Dodgers, man. They're always, I don't think they're in the top 10 this year, but they usually have a pretty high rated farm system, and they trade away so many of them every year. They just know how to, whatever. Yep. Yeah, I think it's Hicks. Hicks is supposed to go tomorrow, I believe. No West for the Rary.
I don't know.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Now, our next episode is going to be June 27th after the presidential debate. Debating when I'm going to go in. Do I want to go before NorCal or after? I don't know if the debate will be done before 8:30 Pacific. Where is it happening at?
Might have to split up the show.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to Dan. Maybe we just do a little bit of a smaller show.
Yeah, it starts at 6 our time.
Ooh. So, yeah, it'll be done by like 7:30-ish. And we're going to go on at 8:30. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. Again, thanks for joining. Will, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. It was interesting. Kind of depressing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Again, guys, if you guys want to follow some really good stuff, follow Neil Ferguson and Sergey Radichenko. Those guys are really good to listen to. You will not be disappointed. Neil Ferguson, he attacks a whole bunch of different things. Sergey, he's really good on Cold War, Russian history, Chinese history. He's really good on that stuff. So give him a follow on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. They're really good. Anyways, we guys see you tomorrow at 8:30 and be back here, MHC, on June 27th after the first presidential debate. All right, take it easy, guys.
Peace.
See ya.